The desert sands stretched endlessly under the glaring twin suns, each step crunching beneath my boots as I navigated the barren terrain. My name is Marcus, a salvage engineer and occasional adventurer. The galaxy had taught me one thing: never underestimate the unexpected. Yet, even I wasn't prepared for what I would encounter that day. I had been surveying a remote oasis, rumored to have crashed alien cargo floating nearby. The heat was oppressive, and my canteen nearly empty. Then I heard it, a roar, but unlike any creature I had ever known. The sound carried a wild elegance, almost musical, yet laced with panic. I turned and saw it. Half submerged in a small waterhole, thrashing desperately, was a leopard-like creature, but no ordinary leopard. Its skin shimmered with golden and emerald streaks, iridescent like liquid sunlight, and its eyes glowed faintly as it struggled against the current. Without thinking, I ran toward it. Training kicked in. I waded into the water, gripping the creature's midsection, pulling with all my strength. Its claws sliced at the water, leaving streaks of luminescence. Finally, with a final heave, I dragged it to the shore. It lay there, gasping, each breath glowing faintly like a living ember. I stepped back, wiping sweat and water from my brow, and allowed myself a moment to breathe. "Are you alive?" I whispered, my voice trembling. Its eyes, so intelligent, so human-like, met mine. Then it purred softly, a vibration that resonated in my chest. I had rescued it, or so I thought. The discovery. As I examined the creature, I noticed a faint symbol etched into the shimmering fur near its shoulder. It looked like a crown entwined with claws, glowing faintly green. I froze. That symbol wasn't random. It belonged to one of the most feared and revered alien species in the quadrant, the Galari. Known as protectors of their world, rare emissaries of diplomacy, and sometimes considered royalty among their kind. I stumbled backward, realizing the implications. This isn't just an animal," I muttered. This is a noble, a royal." Before I could finish, the leopard, or rather the alien royal, shifted, transforming in a blink. Limbs elongated, fur smoothed into sleek armor-like scales, and it crouched before me, now standing taller than a human. Its face retained feline features, but its eyes held an undeniable sentience, full of gratitude and authority. I stumbled backward, pale, my heartbeat racing. I saved you." The creature inclined its head, and in a voice that resonated in my mind rather than ears, it spoke. "Human, you have preserved my life. For this, the stars themselves owe you a debt." The bond forms. Over the next several days, the alien leopard, introducing herself telepathically as Lysera, remained close. I learned that she had been ambushed by rogue factions from her world, forced into the desert as punishment for defying orders. "You are brave," Lysera said one evening, her golden eyes shimmering in the firelight. "Few humans would risk their life for a Galari. Many would have fled." I shrugged, trying to appear casual. "I couldn't just leave you. It felt wrong." Her gaze softened, almost imperceptibly. Over time, I began to notice small gestures, her nudges when I walked too slowly, her protective stance when strange predators approached, even the soft hum she emitted when I slept near the waterhole at night. It was unlike anything I had known, alien, yet intimate, almost human in its tenderness. And yet, I couldn't ignore the growing danger. Others would come looking for Lysera, and my world was ill-prepared for interstellar politics. The first attack. It happened on the fourth day. A drone fleet emerged from the horizon, sleek, black, and silent. I barely had time to react. Lysera growled, a sound that vibrated the air itself, and the ground trembled beneath her. Stay back, human, she projected telepathically. I didn't. I grabbed a salvaged energy blaster, my hands shaking. She moved with incredible speed, leaping and striking, tearing apart drones with claws that could cut through reinforced alloys. I watched in awe and fear. When the dust settled, dozens of drones lay in ruin. Lysera's chest heaved, her body shimmering with residual energy from the fight. I approached cautiously. You're unstoppable, I whispered. She blinked, a trace of amusement in her eyes. Only when protecting what I care about, she said softly. And that's when I realized she cared about me. The revelation. That night, by the fireside, Lysera revealed the truth of her existence. I am not merely a royal, she said, her voice a soft melody in my mind. I am the heir to my world. The Galari crown expects me to rule, to lead, to maintain peace. But I chose otherwise. I defied them, and for that, they sent hunters. I felt the weight of her confession. You risked exile or death? Yes. And yet, in saving me, you have altered my fate. My people now owe you, Marcus of Earth, a favor beyond reckoning. I swallowed hard. I had rescued a drowning creature, expecting perhaps gratitude, maybe a token reward. But this was galactic in scope. The journey to safety. We traveled together, through deserts, forests, and eventually off-world. Lysera guided me with her knowledge, her abilities far beyond my understanding. Star systems unfolded before me in breathtaking detail. Planets with oceans of liquid crystal, moons that glowed like molten gold, cities hovering above the clouds. In every system, her enemies sought her. We had to stay vigilant, fight when necessary, and use every ounce of strategy and ingenuity I possessed. Yet through all of this, our bond deepened. It was no longer just survival. I felt something I had never expected: connection, understanding, something that transcended species, worlds, and conventions. Lysera trusted me completely, and I trusted her with my life. The reward revealed. After weeks of travel, we finally reached a sanctuary, a hidden orbital station, a haven for the exiled and the chosen. There, the full scope of Lysera's gratitude became clear. The Galari emissaries arrived, formally acknowledging my role. I had saved not just a life, but the heir of a world. They offered me treasures beyond imagination, advanced technology, knowledge of the stars, resources that could rebuild civilizations. But the true reward was Lysera herself. She stepped closer, her golden eyes meeting mine. Marcus, you have shown courage, heart, and ingenuity. These qualities are rare among humans. For this, I choose you not as a servant, not as a soldier, but as a companion, a partner. I froze pale, feeling the enormity of what she said. A human, chosen by an alien heir? My mind raced. My heart thumped uncontrollably. You mean? I stammered. Yes, she said softly, placing her hand, or paw, still faintly feline in mine. I trust you, and I would have no other by my side. The Galari looked on, acknowledging the bond silently. I realized then that my act of compassion, saving a drowning creature, had altered not just a life, but a galaxy. The lengthy ending. Days turned into weeks, and I adjusted to life among the stars. Lysera and I trained together, exploring alien worlds, learning the customs and laws of her people, and uncovering threats that spanned galaxies. Every day brought new challenges, but also new joys, moments of laughter, shared starlit silence, and the quiet knowledge that we trusted one another completely. Her people eventually recognized me not just as an ally, but as a member of their extended family. I gained insight into Galari history, their culture, and their unique abilities. In return, I shared stories of Earth, our species, and our struggles, bridging two worlds that seemed impossibly distant. And in the quiet, private moments, when the sun set on a distant planet, painting skies with colors I could not name, Lysera would curl beside me, her soft purr vibrating gently as we watched the stars. I often reflected on that day by the Oasis, the moment I waded into water to save a struggling alien leopard. I had expected nothing, but instead I had found friendship, trust, purpose, and even love. The galaxy was vast, dangerous, and unpredictable, but with Lysera at my side, I felt invincible. Together, we stood against the universe, bound not by blood, but by choice, courage, and the unbreakable bond formed in the waters of a desert oasis. And I knew, no matter what the stars held in store, I had already received the greatest reward imaginable, a life intertwined with the air of a galaxy.